Hello, welcome back, guys. After a long time, I am back with another video. I'm so sorry that I'm not able to upload frequently now. It's like one video a month. Also, I have started making YouTube shorts because of paucity of time. I'm not able to make complete videos. Sometimes not even for the entire month. However, hopefully, July won't be like that because I've made a small bank of videos. So for 2 months, I'm sorted. But I do understand this is wrong, and I will try and keep up as my commitments permit me. So without wasting much time, I am bringing to you a very different topic, a new topic actually. You might feel that it is coming up suddenly when we were having a pattern of topics to be discussed. We were going through a particular route or curriculum. The reason I am bringing this up is because the WHO for hematolymphoid neoplasms is going to be updated now. In July, by the end of July or maybe August, you will get the soft copy of the Heme 5, that is the updated WHO, and by December, the hard copy will come out. An article where these changes have been discussed lymphoid malignancies is already out in July, and I am going to be discussing the updates of lymphoid malignancies with you in 4 parts, which will be there in the WHO Heme 5, and hopefully I'll get access to the myeloid lineage article also, and the whatever the updates are, I'm going to share the myeloid lineage one also. And I came across in one of the hemat groups that I'm a member. One of the members is very active. He sent us a comparative article, where we can compare the ICC and the WHO, the international consensus, as well as the WHO changes. They are almost similar, but I'll do that also. And compare just a short comparative of both. So I have divided this into 4 parts for the lymphoid malignancies. The Heme 5, that is Heme 4R का एक upgraded version now, 2016-18 का now अब, sorry, the 17, I think it was 2017, उसका updated version है ये. Please correct me if I'm wrong for the year. I don't remember it very well right now. And this is going to come out now in 2022. So let us start. I have discussed the points that the article took, where the article has tried to explain the vision of Heme 5. I have told you that also, as well as what the changes are, that in 2 3 slides. I have divided this into 4 parts because it is not even right now. I don't remember the theory of the changes so well because it has just come up. I have read the article twice. I've even attended lectures where the articles were discussed, but I have not yet been able to retain it 100%. So same with you, of course, you'll not be able to retain it 100%. I have cited the article. Please go and download it. And I think when we read it 4, 5, 10 times, then it will come to us. When we start practicing with it, then of course it will come to us easily. So moving on, this is the article, and you would be very happy to see that Dr. Sumit Gujral sir from Tata Bombay, sir is a brilliant hematopath. I know sir well, is one of the co-authors in this article. So it is really a proud moment. There are other Indian co-authors also. We have Anita Borges ma'am, then there's Govind, Dr. Govind Bhagan, I don't know. I'm sorry, but Anita Borges, ma'am, everyone knows. And Sandeep S. Dave. So there are many people, and there's a good representation of India also. So I congratulate all of these seniors, teachers that we aspire to become like actually. And hopefully we'll also be able to do something like they have done. So let's move on and start with discussion of, this is the article, this is the heading. I had highlighted it. This is a screenshot. Please download this. So what the Heme 5 is concentrating on is systematic evolution of the classification. Now जो भी prior classification थी, उसमें there were certain, even when we read it, there were certain entities which were plus minus whether they need to be included or not. There were certain entities which were dependent on the molecular classification. So what they have done is they have tried to improvise on that, remove the queries and the question marks which were there in the classification previously, where we had, made a point plus minus this can be there if this is there. So that can has been removed, and they have tried to be more precise in putting a lesion in a particular category. Initially we just had, for example, we just had Castleman disease, a multicentric type, as a precursor lesion. Now you've got an entire list of reactive lesions of lymphoid origin, where which we used to consider reactive, but now they have been included in malignant lesions. Definitely they are not malignant, but now definitely we can say that okay, they are pre-malignant. They are included in WHO hem 5. So whenever you diagnose it, you need to follow it up, you need to do molecular. It is not like acha, if it is there, it is multicentric, then we'll put. If it is unicentric, then we'll not put. Or if it is kikuchi, we'll put. Kikuchi, no, it is not. Even that has been kept as a pre-neoplastic lesion now. So they have defined it better as compared to him, for our, what they mean by pragmatic approach is that they have taken both clinical as well as uh, uh, molecular, as well as morphological. All these things they have taken up, and they have tried to then make a classification. They have also seen what entities were uselessly there in the WHO before. They do not have much of a clinical significance. They are more important from the pathogenesis point of view, but clinically, so they have either clubbed those entities or removed that name, or they have made it a subpart. So you are going to see as we progress. They have also done one thing. They have, and this is not only for hempath, this is for other classifications, solid tumors also. They have divided everything into essential and desirable criteria. We all know that hempath has a lot of criteria and tables. Now they will define everything as essential and desirable also. Means essential means they have to be there. Desirable is probably most of the molecular testing that they'll add, because now they know that mostly in a lot of countries molecular testing is not easily available always. So that is the differentiation between essential and desirable. So essential is the minimal criteria, although molecular criteria are inevitable. Desirable is aid in confirming these essential criteria, mostly the advanced techniques. So as I said, there will be no more provisional entities in WHO which have no sufficient evidence, yet they have been added. And certain novel potential types, after confirming molecularly, have been added, like Burkitt's lymphoma, where besides the traditional three, the endemic, the African, and the sporadic, the basic three Burkitt's, they have and the abdominal, they have added EBV positive EBV. Now there's nothing new in knowing that we used to study EBV in Burkitt's, but now they have added it as a classification point, that it has to be the either EBV positive or EBV negative. And slowly I'll tell you, for example, in Hodgkin's lymphoma, the variation in CHL, you know, is redundant, means it is nodulus versus maxillarity, doesn't matter much. They have kept it still, but clinically it is not important. Clinically it is just Hodgkin's, which will have a particular prognosis and response, and they have seen presence of LMP, CD20, 1530, but and certain other markers which we'll discuss when we come to Hodgkin's. But what they have done is they have kept the CHL classification, but that is redundant now. They don't say even if you don't do a morphological subtyping, it is okay with them. But we as pathologists will still do it. It is not out of WHO, but they don't give any importance to the fact that okay, this is mixed LRT or this is nodular sclerosis, so that importance is going. Similarly, you'll see that NLPHL now will not have that entity. It will be a nodular B-cell lymphoma. Rather than nodular lymphocytic predominant Hodgkin's lymphoma, it will be now known as nodular lymphocytic B-cell lymphoma. So all these changes I'll show you. Their classification, which they are going to do, will be based is, or they have done, is based on same lineage, precursor neoplasms by mature malignancies. Fine. Then within a family, supposing it is Hodgkin's or non-Hodgkin's family, the entities are generally arranged in order, commencing with more indolent and progressing to the more aggressive. Non-neoplasm, which is important, a condition mimicking a lymphoma, have been included which were not there previously. Increasing clinical importance of germline tumor disposition like ataxia, telangiectasia, etc. Initially, it was not associated. Now they have added chapters to describe this. Okay, and Ornish-Megan syndrome. It is a breakpoint mutation, I think, if I remember very well right now. So all this has been added into the WHO. Then initially there was a group of post-transplant associated lymphoid disorder. Now that has been changed and included into something known as immunodeficiency disorders, deficiency slash dysregulation disorders, which will include inborn errors of immunity as well as acquired immunity leading to these disorders. So in short, quickly, I'll show you right now what the changes are. The first four lectures are actually that, and then the next 4 or 5 lectures we'll go inside because it is not that easy, even for me right now. So I'll just try to tell you as much as I can about what has been included. So just get a mental picture this time. So this is a very good table that the paper has, which is a comparison between the fifth and the fourth edition. Fine. So the first thing that is added is, and this is there in T cell lineage also, tumor-like lesion with B cell predominance. They are tumor-like with B cell predominance. So here you see that there will be a reactive B cell rich lymphoid proliferation mimicking lymphoma. Most of the time, when we were seeing lymph nodes, we were coming across biopsies where morphologically it was not very much looking like a lymphoma, but there was a effacement, there was small lymphocytes, it was, and when the marker were there, there were a lot of B cells, there might be have been reactive follicles, they were looking like lymphoma, but the classical markers or the classical morphology was not there. IgG4 related diseases, we all know what they are, a lot of plasma cells and fibrosis, and then we have to do plasma cell levels also. Unicentric Castleman and idiopathic multicentric Castleman were not included initially. KSH HHV8 induced Castleman was included in the heme 4R. Now all this has been included in the heme 5 with of course multicentric Castleman associated with HHV8 being there as it was before. So there are certain reactive lesions now which are being included into precursor lesions or tumor-like lesions. Then precursor B-cell. Now today I'll just enumerate, then first let me enumerate everything and then we'll go on from there. So the B-cell lymphoblastic leukemia lymphoma is the same. Now what has been added? See, with B-cell lymphoblastic leukemia lymphoma with high hyperdiploidy has been added. It was initially just hyperdiploidy. So word high hyperdiploidy has been added. Okay. Hypodiploidy was there. IAMP21 was there. BCR ABL fusion was there before also. But it was B lymphoblastic leukemia lymphoma with translocation 922, Q34, Q11.2 BCR. Now it has just been named as BCR ABL1 fusion. Okay. And then BCR ABL1 like features has been added instead of just BCR ABL1 like. So there are these small changes. High hyperdiploidy, translocation BCR ABL1 instead of writing the entire 9, 22, Q34, Q11.2, then BCR ABL1 like के आगे features जोड़ दिया गया. Now why these have been done we'll discuss. Some of it even I'm not very sure. What I feel is these small words will make a difference, like features and like. So I think the difference could be features could be morphological or features could be molecular, and one could be like is not, they have not defined whether morphological or molecular. There might be no overlap in morphology, there might be just molecular. So like features, I guess maybe it is to define. Now this will be more clear when we get the book out, but what I feel is this is to define that maybe they have morphological features also similar to that of a CML. So I am not very sure with this, but right now we can just go with that. There's a like in like features in today's classification. It was just like before. Then KMT2A rearrangement has been named as rearranged. ETV6 Runux1 fusion word has been added instead of just Ranux1. So they are trying to, remove all these numbers and just keep these names. In a way, okay, this is good. Uh, the reason, I'm not very sure myself. Even in the paper that I've read, they are trying to enumerate, but let us see what the book says when it comes out, which will be out by the soft version will be out by the end of July, hopefully. So here we again go hyperdiploidy, high hyperdiploidy. Then everything coming down is the same. BCR ABL fun fusion instead of the entire number, the translocation thing. BCR ABL1 like features instead of just like. Then CAMTA2 KMT2A rearranged nahi hai, it has become rearrangement. EGV6 fusion word has been added and the number has been removed. Then another entity ETV6, and you see there's a double colon instead of just a dash. So this is some sort of a new way of, maybe naming it. ETV6 Ranux1 like features, this entity has been added. So you see they have removed all these numbers now, the translocation chromosomes, and just kept the molecular names. So TCF3 PBX1 fusion has been added. When they have removed numbers, they have added the word fusion. IGH IL3 fusion, and then something new, TCF3 HLF fusion. And this is important. I'll tell you later on when we discuss the innards of the article. This bears importance in prognosis. And then with other defined genic abnormalities remains the same. So they have been the numbers have been removed. Wherever they have been removed, the word fusion has been added. Like features करके दो entities add हुई हैं, BCR ABL1 which was just like before, now the features what has been added, and ETV6 Ranux1. Two colon marks have been added instead of a dash, and high hyperdiploidy has been added instead of just hyperdiploidy. Mature B cell neoplasm, this is something very important. They have removed B cell pro-lymphocytic leukemia. BPLL word term has been removed. Okay, and CLL and monoclonal B cell remains the same as far as the pre-neoplastic conditions are concerned. Then they have added something known as splenic B cell lymphoma leukemias, the hairy cell, splenic marginal zone, and diffuse red pulp were there before. Now they have added something known as splenic B cell lymphoma leukemia with prominent nuclei. This is similar to the variant hairy cell leukemia, but instead of calling it variant now, and the BPLL, the pro-lymphocytic which they have removed, they have put it under one umbrella, which is known as splenic B cell lymphoma leukemia with prominent nuclei. Fine, the lymphoplasmacytic is there, extranodal marginal zone mucosa associated lymphoid tissue is there, primary cutaneous marginal zone lymphoma. Originally, it was included in the extranodal marginal zone lymphoma with mucosa associated lymphoid tissue. Now this has been separated. Okay. Nodal marginal zone pediatric, follicular lymphomas and in situ, which was discussed in Hem4R actually, has now been made a proper entity. And initially it was known as in situ follicular neoplasia. Now in situ follicular B cell neoplasm. The word B cell has been added. Pediatric, follicular and duodenal type were there previously. So what is the change in the mature B lineage? The BPLL and the variant hairy cell leukemia have come under one umbrella known as splenic B cell lymphoma with prominent nuclei. The entity primary cutaneous marginal zone lymphoma was initially in extranodal marginal zone lymphoma of mucosa associated lymphoid tissue. अब उससे अलग कर दिया गया है. And in situ follicular neoplasia has now become in situ follicular B cell neoplasm. Okay. So today let us just see the first 10 points of this. Again, this is another from somewhere. Someone forwarded, the same person I'm talking about, and a very very active person. I really congratulate him. It is Muhammad Taha. He is very very active in hematology. So this is his summary actually. So I've taken it up because I really liked it a lot. I mean, it's really hard work, to summarize everything. So thank you so much. Big shout out to you. And so what he summarizes what I'm telling you. The Some of them might have been discussed right now in what I told you, some of them might not have been. I'll discuss the essence of the paper once I've covered the important points. So the lymphoma mimics have been included in B cell. So they have been in T cell also. It's not just B cell, it is T cell also. ETV Runux like features and BCR ABL1 like features have been added in the B cell neoplasm. Okay. Then PS like ALL is an entity now, as I've already told you. BPLL and variant hairy cell have been removed. Victor's transformation has become a syndrome. I'll discuss this further. Uh, Waldenstrom's I'll discuss further, and follicular lymphoma when I'll discuss. So in short, in 20 minutes, I've tried to just summarize the changes. I have not gone in depth. I will not go in depth until unless I tell you what the changes are. Then we'll move on and read each and every paragraph slowly. By that time, hopefully the myeloid will come out. We'll go for that, and then the ICC. So I hope you like this, and let us see what WHO offers to us in the future. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.